Hi everyone, this is Selena from CE Institute, and I have been a certified aromatherapist for over 30 years now. As a holistic aromatherapist, I decided to finally grow a little citrus orchard here in my yard. This is a dwarf orange tree. I have a Valencia and navel dwarf over there, which I'll show you in a minute. And I've actually got 3 different types of orange here because I would like to grow my own oranges and then harvest my own essential oils as a teaching and learning instruction and experiment here. We've been nonstop spraying our citrus trees since I planted them in the spring. It's now September. With neem oil and copper fungicide, as well as extreme fertilizing. We had this fertilizer, this new tree growth start that we did about weekly. Today I got my first orange from the orange trees. This is a Cara orange. I've sliced it in half. It's actually a blood orange. And it's wonderful. Now when we extract the material for essential oil production, we would use this white pith in here that's in between the orange rind itself and the pulp of the fruit. So this white pith in between, you could probably cold press this to extract essential oils. Most essential oils are extracted through steam distillation, but I'm going to try and cold press some of my citrus. So we have Valencia and navel dwarf orange trees right here. And that first dwarf only had 1 orange. This one only has 2. Keep in mind these dwarf orange trees are only supposed to get about 10 to 15 feet high. This one has 3 fruits, the other 1 fruit, and I'm glad that they're fruiting on their very first year. This is a pink grapefruit tree. There isn't a whole lot of fruit at the top of the tree, and it looked like there was some type of rust underneath the leaf when I purchased it. I had an arborist here yesterday. I might have black spot disease on my fruit. Definitely some type of insect has gotten to it. And this week on the bottom side of the fruit, it started turning brownish. And this tree dropped a lot of its leaves earlier on this year. When I had a nursery take a look at its health, it felt like it was dropping leaves to really nourish the fruit. The size of the trunk is probably twice the size from when I planted it about half a year ago. And that's probably from the intense fertilizer that we used. You can see on the back side of the leaf here we've got some disease going on. But hopefully we're going to be able to get some pink grapefruit essential oil out of this one. This is the 3rd orange tree on my property, and it does have quite a few oranges on it. This will be a 25 to 30 foot tree when it fully matures. The trunk is about twice the girth from when it was originally planted. And this one I found that riper orange on the ground. We have a second orange coming through right here right now. Hopefully they'll stay on the tree and ripen a little bit longer. You want to make sure that when fruit drops to the ground you pick them up right away to prevent vermin like rats running around and eating your fruit and infecting your property. I have a Myers lemon tree here. The girth is about twice the size. Put my finger out so you can see, get a relative thing. I bought some of these trees at Lowe's and Home Depot, and then the other 50% at a nursery. But I didn't get them all at a nursery, and I'll explain why in a minute. These Myers lemons are going to be quite large. They're almost the size of oranges. So, I mean, that's an amazing size lemon. These look incredibly healthy. We spray these trees with neem oil once a week, and then the alternating week we spray them with copper fungicide. So every week they're being sprayed. 1 week, and you can see there's some real insect activity going on this lemon. So we've got to try and do better with that. So every week these trees are getting sprayed. 1 week it's with the copper fungicide. The next week it is with the neem oil, which is supposed to curb some of this. It's like a natural pesticide to get off some of these insects. I then have a key lime tree right here. I planted this because the key lime, this is a dwarf. It did not produce any flowers or fruit this year, which is a little disappointing. And it was planted later than everything else because the key lime that I did purchase ended up being a lemon tree. And I'll show you that in a moment. Down here, this is actually a mandarin. And I love mandarin essential oil. Mandarin essential oil is a little bit sweeter on the olfactory palate than regular orange. Sometimes you can purchase sweet orange, but this would be tangerine. Got lots of fruit on this tree. This one's looking fairly ripe, but the branch almost looks dead for it too, so I don't know how good this tangerine's gonna be. But I'm really excited to get this. This is a Satsuma tangerine tree, and really exciting. This one might be my healthiest. This is supposed to be a full adult tree. Hopefully we'll see over the years if these do grow to 15 to 30 feet as advertised. The last citrus tree, I also have apples and plums and pears and peaches here, but the last citrus tree I have here, this was supposed to be a key lime tree, but it appears to be throwing lemons. Now, I pulled some lemons off from this last night. You can see how they're yellowing, and the ones I pulled last night were even more yellow. And you'll see from the tag, it does say key lime. It's upside down there. But imagine my surprise, and this was supposed to be an adult key lime tree. You can see from the branches and everything, this is a lot of fruit for a little tree. I actually think this is some type of dwarf lemon tree. I don't know what type of dwarf lemon. It might be one of those hybrid trees where they married a key lime and a lemon together. I'm not sure what happened. And obviously the nursery doesn't know either, saying they sold it as a key lime. But this is really interesting. Lots and lots of fruit. Very sweet lemon. Can make lemonades, but you can see the difference between the size of these lemons versus the size of the Myers ones. And I'll actually give you another comparison. See how tight. These are probably what limes should look like, right? Being so tiny. But in the end, after they ripen, they look like a lemon and they taste like a lemon, and it's still throwing more fruit. This has been throwing fruit. I really wish I knew what it was. This has been throwing fruit for almost since I planted it. When I first got it, I had little tiny fruits on it about this size, and it's been throwing fruit about a month after I planted it, and now about 4 to 5 months later, it's still throwing fruit, which is wonderful. But again, you can see the size. They usually don't get bigger than this before they start dropping off the tree partially yellow. And again, we'll go back to the Myers lemon so you can see the difference. The Myers lemons are, it's almost like they're on steroids when compared to the other lemon tree. They're quite large. So it's really exciting to have different types of orange and lemon because when we manufacture or extract these oils, we're going to be able to see if we can find an olfactory difference when we smell them. And also their therapeutic properties might be a little bit different based on the kind of fruit with their chemical constituents and properties, and we're going to get to test all that. So I hope you enjoyed this little tutorial of planting these fruit trees. We did mulch them, which I was advised to do to hold the water. These fruit trees enjoy regular deep waters, so almost like an oversaturation instead of a little bit of water daily. So we deep watered these 2 to 3 times a week over the summer as they grew, and we also fertilized it almost weekly with the new tree starter fertilizer, which is a pretty much immediate release, which is why you're fertilizing it more regularly instead of a time-released formula for these new start trees. Because, well, this tree might be about 3 years old, judging from the size of the actual root here. It's new to me. They don't sell you 2-inch trees in the store. You could probably buy them. I bought the largest trees possible that could be planted so we could get fruit away and harvest in the first year. So I hope you enjoyed this little tidbit of information, and I'll try and keep you posted as I continue on to try and harvest my own essential oils here at CE Institute.